Hey everybody, Adam with FANUC here. Uh, First, I want to apologize. It's been a minute since I've released any videos. That's a good thing. Business is booming. Lots of people are loving robots. So I have a tremendous queue of videos that are going to be coming up as per viewer requests. So please keep those coming. I love it. Today's going to be a quick and fun one. This topic of conversation comes up all the time between people who say, "Hey, I never touched this program. Nothing happened, nothing changed, but the robot's not working anymore." It's an age old issue between second shift and third shift and maintenance, and I want to show you a way to use your robot to settle these arguments. So let's say I've got a robot here. This is one of my latest and greatest. It's a version 9.3 R30IB Plus LR Mate. Got a program in there called Fun. Let's say Mr. Second Shift. Why am I picking on second shift? Somebody on some shift comes in and says, you know what? I don't like that CNT value of 25. I think I'd want that robot to run a CNT 100. Okay, so they changed that. Pretty simple, right? Well, maybe they didn't watch my video on what happens when you're changing things from joint to linear or changing your CNT values. And now this robot rounds an edge and smashes into a box and causes a crash. Everyone starts freaking out. Why did the robot crash? It must have a mind of its own. Well, here's the secret sauce, guys. You're going to come out to your robot. You're going to take a backup. Menu, file, file. I'm going to write it into UD1, which would be the USB in the door, which in here is a virtual door, but just a backup. And I'm going to come down to all of the above, which all of the above is going to capture all these data points 1 through 7, including error logs and diagnostic logs. But let's say I want to do a backup all of the above. Yes. Taking my backup. Wonderful. Now, I'm going to open up the USB that has my backup, which in RoboGuide, it's a virtual backup. So I'll just open my robot and my UD1. And look what I've got in here. You guys, have opened your backups before and you see hundreds of files. I've got a video that talks about what files you use, variable registers and TP programs for cloning robots. But have you ever looked at logbook.ls? Let's pop this bad boy open. Just using Notepad, pop this open. Now, the way this logbook works is it works in reverse chronological order. So it's going to show me from newest down to the oldest thing that it has remembered. So here you see today, at the time of this video, or at least when I'm doing this, the 28th of June at 10:10 and 12 seconds, it's telling you, hey, all of these files were saved. Okay, not bad. Let's keep scrolling down. Let's see what happened before I saved all these files. All right, saved a couple hundred. Well, what is it telling me? You can see a screen image. The logbook is telling you what was on the screen prior to me saving all these. So look, as I go in reverse chronological order, you can see that I pressed menu, then I pressed file, and I saw this screen, which is true. And then right here, look, F4 backup was pressed. You guys, this thing is literally logging my keystrokes and taking a screenshot at time of keystroke. So then this screen showed up, and look what Mr. User did. All of above was selected. Then the screen changed again, and it said, do you want to delete UD1 and back up your files? F4, yes, was pressed, and then it got to work. Well, let's go see what happened a little before the backup. Hey, someone pressed select to open up a program. Someone opened up Fun. This screen image was logged today, 28th of June at 10:09, and this is what was on the screen. You can see old value 25. 100 is entered. Enter is pressed. So this is the smoking gun, guys. This is the data log. This is the breadcrumbs. This is everything that says, here's what it used to be. Here's what someone did. Here's what it looked like when they did it. And I mean, we can take this to the nth degree. I mean, look at this data log. I can go back. Let's go way back, way back. Look, when I was making programs back on June 4th, I created a program. Let's see, F2 create was pressed. Enter program name. I entered boot. So I made a program called boot. And you can see me working on different things. I mean, this is a glimpse into what I was working on 3-4 weeks ago. I made a get position program. We can really dig back into the history of this thing, where I was using my get pause program, took a L pause, and I wrote it to registers. This is a glimpse into the historical archives of everything this robot has been through. And if you continue to scroll down far enough past everything where all the programming was being done, still scrolling, I can actually see at the time of the backup, here we go, what my I/O values were. So here's my UI signals, who's on and off, analog inputs, outputs, digital outputs, digital inputs. So now I'm getting a glimpse into what was the status of the system and the machine at the time of the backup. Robot inputs and robot outputs. It's telling me everything about this robot from as far back in history as it can reach up till current, and what keystrokes were pressed. I can actually go through and look at the logbooks of what work I did, trying to play with different things. So use this to your advantage. You could be using it for your customer, for yourselves, for someone who had some robot problems or changes. Same thing in here. I'll give you one last bit before you shut my video off. You can look at all of the errors that this robot has ever seen. And this is the black box magic of every error. You can see earlier today I was playing around. I found a limit error in the Axis 2.3 interface. You can see every time I turned the teach pendant on and off. So you can go through and look at all your errors, your event logs. There's I/O logs, everything that you could need to really dive in and diagnose your robot. Use this power for good. With great power comes great responsibility. And as you're doing this, always remember, have fun coding.